When I look back on my immigration journey, I now realize that the hardships I faced are nothing compared to my life back in China. The old life was terrible in so many different ways. I worked as a seamstress.
Perfect.
I barely made enough money to pay for my food expenses. I tried many times to find a better paying job, but everything I came across was the same. So eventually I got tired of my life in China, and I decided to immigrate to America in 1852.
Dear Miyagi, I have a question to ask you. I really want to be accepted into America, but the only way I'll make it is if I have a husband in America. I will give you all the money I have, and all I need you to do is pretend that you are my husband. Sincerely, Lin Ming.
Life in China wasn't awful, but it wasn't great either. I worked as a manual labor man, and I traveled wherever the work took me. I didn't make great money, but it was enough to pay the bills. I was pretty content with my life, all until I heard about California.
Oh, hey, where'd you get that gold?
California.
I guess I gotta go there now.
My boat ride was about 2 weeks from China to Angel Island and cost about $100. My ride was not as bad, only filled with men wanting to work for the gold rush. After arriving in America, the immigrants were sent Castle Gardens to have them examined.
Stick your arms straight out. Stick your arms here. Arms over the head. You're good.
The boat ride for me was a nightmare. The price was still $100, but the journey took nearly 6 weeks just to get to America. Also, there were nearly 10,000 people on board, so I had to share a room with 9 other people.
It's been pretty hard. The boat is extremely crowded. There's so many people, and it's about time. It's all right.
Many months later.
When I reached America, I knew I needed a job to get back on my feet. I needed the money to pay for my essential needs. I found a place to live in the Chinese slums of San Francisco, but it was a tenement and it was crowded in every inch of the building. I worked as a seamstress in my living room and became successful. Eventually, I hired people to assist me in my business, and it all went down in the front room of my tenement.
I finally got into America, I pursued my dream and took up gold mining. I did this for about 2 years, but I ended up with absolutely no gold. After failing in the gold rush, I knew that to stay on my feet, I would need a job. I started working at the railroad.
Then do this.
Start swinging.
Once I arrived at Angel Island, I got off the boat and was accepted into the U.S. I had to go through an extremely intense interrogation.
Let me repeat the question. Where did you guys meet?
Where did we meet?
Once I got through this, I pretty much lived in prison. We slept in triple bunk beds and often had multiple people in one bed. I was forced to stay there for almost 3 months and was not allowed to leave until I passed multiple medical exams, plus the interrogation.
Well, you've passed everything on the checklist. Welcome to America.
Experience in the immigration station at Angel Island was long and intimidating. Because I came to America in 1849, I was one of the first men to set foot in Angel Island. I was put into a small room with 10 other people, and we slept, and I lived there for the next week. After 7 days, I was called in for my inspections.
When did you guys meet?
I passed all the medical inspections easily, and after four long hours of interrogation questions, I was free to go to America.
And I'm proud to be an American.